But Ellen, so wonderful to have the opportunity to talk to you about this fantastic show. And I want to go back to when you were offered the role, like first season, and you see, and it's called, the Mallorca Files, and like, guess I'm going to have to go and shoot on location. I guess that would have been the big draw.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, going somewhere sunny for the winter months, terrible. Yeah, it was definitely one of the biggest draws. I mean, the whole project was a big draw. The character, I just loved Miranda from the first second I read the scripts. I just thought, oh my gosh, she's going to be such a brilliant character to play because of, she's just difficult. But yes, of course, in Mallorca, and also, the scripts, when you read it, it's all shot on location. There's more in the first series. We're in the HQ, in the police, offices a little bit, but it's always out and about, always on the bounce, and it's the most beautiful island I've ever been to. So yeah, I was in.
You are in, absolutely, as your character is in now, isn't she?
She is now, yeah. Not initially. It was like, what is wrong with you? Like, why do you not want to stay here?
Right?
She's resisting it throughout the first series and just wanting to get home the whole time. But then of her own accord has now decided to stay and sort of settle into island life and set down roots and get an apartment. And so series 2, you get to see sort of like she's, if she's sort of like, let's say an onion, she's peeling away the layers, and you get to sort of see a little bit more of what's underneath, really, from Miranda.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, are you a fan of detective shows? Is it something like even when you were growing up, you were watching, or that things that maybe one that struck that you like to watch, or
I am a fan. I definitely I'm a fan of more of like sort of the darker stuff, the heavier stuff like Luther or The Killing and The Bridge. I love that personally. But the joy is with Mallorca Files is it's as soon as you read the script, you feel safe with it, even though you are covering heavier subject like matters like murder. It's done in homage to the old-fashioned police detective shows where it's light-hearted, easy watching. It's always like, usually like the mismatched police officers together, and it's just done in a very sort of tongue-in-cheek way, and so very enjoyable.
I wonder, well, you brought up the mismatched police officers. I love the relationship that you have with Julian, who plays Max. And I was wondering, when you're playing this kind of role, when you have to kind of be at odds, like what's it like offset? You guys must have so much fun together.
We do. I mean, we get on very, very well. And I think, we don't have a choice because we're not just in every scene together. We are a double act. And so we rely on each other. We set up jokes, somebody sets it up and the other person, it's to do with timing. And so it's really important that we got on, and we genuinely do. We're great friends. We're also very, very silly. And he's got such a great sense of humor that it's just really important because they are really long days for us. And although the show is really fun to shoot, we are in every scene, driving every scene. And so having somebody who understands that right next to you, but also can, if I'm having a moment or if I'm having a slump, we'll just do something really silly, and the next thing you know, you're laughing again and your energy's up, and you just really look out for each other. And I'm very, very lucky.
It's a great chemistry. And I want to ask you, why do you think audiences are connecting with this show? It's gotten, and especially over lockdown, it's grown and grown because people are at home, they're watching what should I watch, and now it's really got quite the following.
It has. The second season did so well over here. And I know it's, a time of pandemic, and it's that people can easily say, well, there's nothing else to do. It doesn't matter how you find your audience, is it? I think it's just the perfect time. It's like absolute joyous escapism. It's easy watching. It's not too taxing. You can dip in and out. And I just think it provides people with a little bit of fun and sun when nobody can travel, nobody can leave the house, let alone go on holiday anywhere. And so it's just nice to watch something warm and easy and sunny, I think.
Yeah, sunny is the key word, especially. Well, and it's funny too, because here in Canada, I speak to a lot of my friends, and we love anything that we can get from the UK. Honestly, whether it's from Britain or even like Ireland, or what is in the water over there? Why are you guys making such great stuff?
I don't know. But that's a nice thing to say. So thank you. I don't know.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I know it's a hard question, like it's a silly question, but it's just when you look at the quality, you
I don't
know?
want to answer it and say, that we have great actors, because you have great actors. Everyone in the world has great actors. I think
Sure.
perhaps, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just something about it. It's a feel. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it either, but I just always look forward to watching something that comes across, whether it's on Netflix or BRIT BOX or wherever, and it's from Britain. And I always like that's the first thing that I will go to. So it's very interesting, you know? Like I just finished watching this weekend, It's a Sin. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
Yeah.
Devastating,
Yeah.
but brilliant.
That's done so well as well. I mean,
Yeah.
everything is Russell T Davis, isn't it? Everything he writes, is a
Yeah.
huge success. I think maybe because it's like sort of the raw grittiness and the brutal we can be quite morose and we tell quite dark stories, and
Yeah.
maybe it's something to do with that, high drama, and people can feel like they can connect with that or something resonates. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's just an interesting
I
fact. But
don't think
anyway,
I can
so
answer
when
that question.
when you were shooting season one, there were so many fun things. Was there anything that really stood out for you that you just had so much fun shooting on the series?
I mean, I know this sounds like a cop out when you say this, but every day is brilliant because we turn up, we don't really know where we're going. We're picked up in the dark. The sun comes up and you find out where you are in location. It's just the
Yeah,
most beautiful place. So every day at some point you'd be like, wow. Um, so I'd say that I really enjoyed the first series, the final episode, just the nature of the story. It was like the X Factor sort of style. It
yeah,
all sort of held hostage in a house, and Max and Miranda were separated, and not just because it was so silly filming in that house, and it was all, lots of the actors got to improvise, and it was our key director Bryn who had cast us in the show, and he'd come back and he really trusted the actors and trusted the crew, and so it all felt like we kind of sent it up quite a lot within reason.
sure.
And I don't know, I just really enjoyed that episode in particular. Had a lot of fun doing it, but like I said, every day is great because one minute you're doing a silly stunt, next minute you're interviewing someone in the HQ and it's pretty intense, and the next minute you're just like jumping into cars and
Yeah.
very silly.
Yeah, and very versatile. It's great. It's like I was saying, it's a great experience for you. So what can we here in Canada expect from season two? What are we going to see that might be a little different from season one?
So I'd say probably what's more different is the Max and Miranda relationship as it develops into sort of a more of a friendship and a working partnership. So you see a much softer, open side to Miranda, and the way they work together is sort of more in harmony. And so that's very different from the first series. Personally, I think it's quite nice. It doesn't sort of take away too much from, once people don't get on, it creates great drama, doesn't
For
it? So there's
sure.
still enough moments for like tension between them, but it's actually quite nice to see them like pull together as a team. And then as for the rest, I think we just sort of tried to double down on what really worked in the first season. So instead of things being completely different, it's like the stuff that worked and we really enjoyed, and then some. So still amazing locations, great storylines, great guest cast. So sort of more of the same but better, I hope.
Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure. I know we're really looking forward to it here. And post lockdown, like are there any other projects that maybe that you're contemplating? I mean, I hope the series keeps going, of course, but what is there anything that you kind of want to do that maybe something else, or work with somebody that you're dying to work with?
Um, I don't know. I kind of, um, I'd love to go back and do
Yeah,
season 3
yeah,
because we didn't finish. We had no closure. We didn't know we were shooting the last scenes.
right.
We were sent back to London and never made it back. So that's definitely up there at the top of the list. But just to continue working and doing great work with great actors, with great scripts, telling really good stories. I've never been an actor who has an absolute list of, next I want to be doing this, because you don't really have that control as an actor unless you're writing and creating your own work.
Right.
Um, but just to continue doing what I love doing. It would be nice to do something. I mean, I've got a couple of projects in the pipeline, but which I'm not allowed to talk about.
Okay.
But it'd be nice to do something very different, so quite dark and gritty and dangerous, just to be a nice sort of,
Yeah.
antithesis the Mallorca Files.
Well,
Yeah.
good. Well, we'll look forward to that. But here we're looking forward to season 2 of the Mallorca Files. And it's just been an absolute pleasure to talk to you this morning. Thank you so much for your time. And just stay healthy and safe. And hopefully we'll meet in person one day soon.
Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you very much.
So much. Have a great day.
And
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.